part 3 of the Southern Highlands Ride. You'll recall at the end of the last ride we'd gone through Tallong. I had ridden through Tallong and I told you a little bit about Tallong, and we're then on the way to, sorry, I'll start that again. I am then on the way to the other towns and villages along the Highlands Way. So I'm on the Highlands Way, which is the tourist route that takes you through the Southern Highlands and eventually takes you to the 3 major towns that make up the Southern Highlands, that is Moss Vale, Bowral and Middlebrook. And along the way there are several smaller towns and villages, and we'll be going through them. I'll be going through them on this ride, and I'll talk to you a little bit about each of them as we come closer to it. So as I mentioned, this is the Highland Way, and this is a pretty good section of it. The road seems to be well made. There are markings down the middle, which is always handy, and there's places where there are lines marked on the edges, which is important at night to give you an idea of whereabouts of the width of the road and so on. In other videos I've talked about that sense of space, the closed-inness. I don't want to call it claustrophobia, but the closed-in feeling you sometimes, or I sometimes get on roads when the trees are right up against the edge of the road. In this particular part of the video they seem to be back from the edges of the road, so it gives me that sense of openness and a bit more space, and you get a better view of the scenery and so on. It's quite a good road to ride, and for the most part it's pretty well maintained. I guess it's officially a B or a C class road, but I assume the funding for it to maintain it comes from the state government, that is distributed to the councils, who may do it themselves or may outsource it to somebody else. The land through here is, I guess, what's best described as open woodland. There seems a bit of a contradiction. You can see there are lots of trees here, but there's also lots of places where the ground is quite open. There are a few trees. The trees are along the road, and then there's open farmland. Mixture of, I guess, crown land and farming land around here. So I guess some of it belongs to people who are farmers of various sorts, and some belongs to the crown, which has at this stage no use for it. This ride was taken on the 1st of August. As you can see, a pretty bright sunny day that day. I had all the regular motorcycle gear on that you normally put on for an August ride, and at one point I was on the way back, and I mentioned it before, when I get to that point of the return journey, I was feeling a little bit warm. It felt as if I had too many layers of clothing on. Just coming now to the outskirts of the first of the little villages beyond Tallong. This one is Bundanoon. At Bundanoon there's a general store cafe. I think through a petrol bowser at the front of that store. I can't be sure, so I don't want to say you shouldn't get petrol there. But certainly there are services of petrol at Bundanoon, and there's a petrol station at Bundanoon. So if you're on this road and worrying about where you can get fuel, those are two places. So there is the general store, there's a stop sign there. See that by the fact that I was stopped. There's a playground, there's a school, and a railway station. Speaking of the railway station, it's often the case now that if you want to go from Goulburn to Sydney by train, you, instead of catching the train from Goulburn, you catch a bus from Goulburn that goes to Bundanoon and then goes up the Highland Way and stops in the little towns and villages along the way. And then when you get to Moss Vale, there's a train waiting there. So having passed through Bundanoon, making my way to the next little village which is along here, which I'll talk about when I get a bit closer to it. Here, as you can see, the trees are sort of closer to the edge of the road, and there's quite a pleasant effect of driving through those, riding through that canopy of trees there. The light is sort of dappled and broken up by the trees. It does cast a lot of shadows on the road, and I'd reckon on a winter's morning there's a possibility of black ice being on this road. So if you were to ride it, aside from it being bitterly cold, you would want to be pretty careful with the road surface because, as I say, the shadow between the sun would not get onto the road. If there was any black ice, it wouldn't melt. Next of the small towns that's along here is called Penrose. Not really sure it's fair to call it a town, it's more of a settlement. One thing to know about this road is that the speed limit does vary quite a lot. Obviously, when you're going through these little villages, the speed limit goes down to 50. In some cases, it goes down to 80 before you get to them. And other times, I think the speed limit may get up to 100. But it's not like, obviously not like driving on the Hume motorway where the speed limit would be 100 or 110 all the way. And if you're just driving here for the scenic trip, which is why you take this road, or you're not in a hurry, it's not an issue, but you do need to be aware there are these little villages where the speed limit does go up and down, and adjust your thinking, adjust your riding and driving according to that, and be careful of children who may be crossing the road near some of these little villages. The main railway line from Sydney through to Goulburn is on the left-hand side of the road. It almost runs parallel to the road here. I'm not sure how many trains a day, because there are goods trains obviously that go up and down, and I'm not sure how, I wouldn't like to comment on what effect that might have. Whether there's a lot of noise from the rail lines, and whether that has an effect on the people whose houses are on the right-hand side of the road here. At this point we're about 28 kilometres from Moss Vale, which is the first of the three big towns on this Highland Way. We're just passing through Penrose at the moment. Penrose is a small community similar in size to Bundanoon. Don't know how many people live there, but it's only a few houses. There is a small store, I guess it's a general store that has basic supplies like bread and milk. Perhaps you can get a coffee there, I'm not sure. There are sometimes stalls where they sell fruit. There's a school here at Penrose. Probably one teacher, maybe one full-time teacher and one part-time teacher. And maybe the person that's in charge of the school is the principal, I guess. Get some sort of clerical relief one day a week or something like that. They get a day a week to do their administrative work and they get someone to come in and help them with the clerical work. The Penrose School just coming up here. So the next town will be Bundanoon. It's best described, I guess, as a township. I don't know what's the difference between a town and a township. Maybe it's a village, and the others, like Penrose and Winslow and Tallong, are settlements. I'm not sure what the right words are, but Bundanoon is certainly bigger than those three little settlements we've gone through so far. Say more about it when we get a bit closer. You'll be able to see in a bit more detail what it is I'm talking about. You can see this effect of what I'm saying of the trees growing across the road and creating all those shadows on the road and sort of breaking up the light and giving that ducted effect to the light and to the road as well. It's very pleasant to ride through, very pleasant to drive through. It's certainly different from driving on the highway where it's just an open road. Some of the land along here that's used for agriculture is used for animal husbandry of one sort or the other, sheep and cattle, but there are also orchards along here, and often outside this Penrose store, the Winslow store, there are fruit stores selling apples and other fruits that are grown in the local orchards. You can see, looking at some of the trees going through here, how close the branches are to the trunks. So there's been fire through here at some stage. I don't think there were fires here during the last 2020 bushfire season, but there have been fires through this area in the past. just gone past a sign that says welcome to Bundanoon. And coming to the outskirts of Bundanoon now, and on the left hand side you can see there's some new houses being built. Just up here there are fairly new houses on the right hand side as well. This is the residential area of Bundanoon, or part of the residential area of Bundanoon, should I say. One thing that's important to know about Bundanoon is that it's a town where none of the shops sell bottled water. That doesn't sound like much of a big deal, but some time ago, I can't remember exactly how long ago, but a number of years ago, all of the retailers, all of the shops and cafes in Bundanoon decided they would not sell bottled water. They're happy to fill up your water bottle if you take it in there, and they're happy to give you a glass of water, but they don't sell bottled water. I think they were concerned about the bottled waste that comes from bottled water, and also the cost of transporting water and all those sort of things that are detrimental to the environment. And we're at the end of the video, so thank you for watching. I was caught unawares there. I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.